Boy, this year has flown by.
I know. What happened?
Graduation, believe it or not, is just days away here in Madison and on college campuses around the country.
Members of the incoming college class of 2028 will soon begin 4 critical years of their lives.
College is a time for asking a lot of questions, from simple things like how do I deal with a roommate to major questions like what should I be doing with my life? We're still asking those questions. Well, if you're looking for some advice for your graduate, our happiness expert, UW-Madison professor Christine Whelan is here. Good to see you.
So glad to be back. Hello.
Now, you recommend 2 great guides.
Absolutely.
And one you actually contributed to and one you wrote.
Indeed.
So let's start with the Freshman Survival Guide.
So the Freshman Survival Guide is in its 3rd edition, just out now, totally updated and revised. And it is a guide for first-year college students to figure out not just what they want to do in college in class, but who they want to be. It's about mind, body, and soul. And so for all of the parents and grandparents out there who are looking for a gift that is a kind of holistic guide, this one is it. And I contributed as a college professor, giving lots of advice to the soon-to-be college students.
What is some good advice for them?
So first of all, yes, you want to go to class, but a lot of these are important things. These are important details, and go to your professor's office hours. But a lot of the learning actually comes from your peers, from making relationships and building connections. So rather than having your phone in class all the time, put it down and talk to the person next to you.
That's very good advice. Graduation is always such a huge transition.
It is.
Even if no matter where you're going, if you're going from middle school to high school to college,
Absolutely.
But particularly in college, that's a big, I always say, welcome to the school of life. You know,
you learn a lot.
Yes,
indeed. So when kids are going from high school to college, it's often challenging because all throughout high school, your purpose, we think, is to get into college. But no, that's a goal. Your purpose is so much bigger. Then you get to the college campus, and then you're asking some of those big questions, which is why I wrote a book called The Big Picture, a guide to finding your purpose in life. And Bill McGarvey, one of the editors and writers of the Freshman Survival Guide, he and I have always had this conversation about in college you need to ask those big questions, you need to talk about mind, body, and soul. And then I wrote The Big Picture for people as they're also transitioning into the real world, into the work world. Who do I want to be when I grow up? Because that's now. What are those big questions I need to ask? And you know what? Young people are really, really eager to ask these questions right now. So being able to have the space and the time to ask and answer is actually a relief to them.
They're very mindful about that, having a place in this world. Would you say, do you have to do it all at once?
You do not. You do not. And by the way, purpose does not mean solving all the world's problems. It can actually mean paying your school loans back and paying your rent. So getting a job and showing up every day is purposeful work. The other thing to know is that young people are just getting started, and so many of them feel like they are disengaged. The stuff they're doing isn't meaningful for them. But knowing that they are taking steps toward meaning, toward purpose in their life, and really building something bigger, my hope is that this can be an inspiration for college students and all grads.
What is the best piece of advice you would give to your freshman self?
Go to professor's office hours because you don't know how good you've got it when you're on campus.
That is good advice.
And also, really invest in those relationships because these are the people who are going to be with you for the rest of your life. I'm going back for my 25th college reunion in a couple weeks, and I am so glad to be going back because I had such a great time during those years.
Oh, that's great. Now, your book is available online, right?
My book is available online and everywhere, and the Freshman Survival Guide, I think, is in Targets and Barnes & Nobles. It's all over the place now because it has done so well over the years. So this revised edition, I think, will be great for students, too.
Very good. Thank you for being on with us. And
absolutely. Always happy to be here.